Morning everybody. Yesterday I had picked up a set of these BBS style 145s, high offset wheel. So we're going to try to correct that with some ECS spacers here. Alright, so these are the BBS style 145s off of a first gen X3, I believe. I haven't seen too many of these, but picked a set up that's wrapped in Michelin Pilot Super Sports 265 35 19s in the back, and you can see the offset's pretty high. This is a 9-inch wide wheel, and I want to say the offset was in the neighborhood of 45 to 48, something like that. The front was also fairly high offset, 19 by 8.5 here. This one's wrapped in a 235. Is that 235 35? Yeah. And also a high offset. So at the moment all I have are these 10 mil ECS tuning spacers. We're going to try it on the rear because I think that one needs the most attention. Let's see how it goes. So let's give it a shot. Alright, it's 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and while I do have an impact, I don't really feel like being that guy this morning. So we're going to do this the old-fashioned way with a breaker bar. Okay, car's lifted up in the air. I broke all the bolts loose. One of the things I like to do, just because I have a questionable jack, is to slide one of my wheels underneath the car in case this thing fails on me. So they're all loose now. I should be able to take the wheel off. What I'm going to do first is just confirm that this spacer sits down in there, and it does, nice and flush. So that's good. Next thing I'm going to do, and this is what I'm not expecting to work out very well at the moment, is set it over here on top of it, and also make sure that it sits flush and has a little ways to wiggle. And normally these older cars, it doesn't sit totally flush right now. Actually, I guess it will. I still feel like I need to clean up some of the material that's on the outside there. See, now I put on to the point where I can't back it off by hand. I'm gonna have to go grab a screwdriver. So I'm actually gonna clean around the outside of this hub here so that it's a little bit of a better fit. All right, and as I took it off, you can see the material that came off around the hub. So I'm just gonna take in this case, just a little bit of sandpaper and wipe around this. Hopefully clean up some of that material so that it'll be a cleaner, nicer fit. It's not going to be so tight and not so difficult to take off the next time I have to remove the wheel. And there we go. That only took a couple seconds, and now I can put the wheel hub or the spacer over top, and it sits flush. It turns easily. So we'll just line this up and then make sure the bolts I have are long enough. Alright, so I found the old bag. Typically when you run spacers, your factory bolt here is a shorter bolt. I don't remember the length of it, but you can see the bolt on the bottom are the extended bolts that came with this kit. At least I believe they came with this kit. You don't want to run a spacer with the extended bolts here because there's just simply not enough thread when you add that other spacer to it. And if you are lucky to get the wheel to stay on while you have the car on the jack, chances are it's going to come off, something's going to break, and you're putting yourself in a dangerous situation. So you want to make sure that you have the right length wheel bolts to go in to attach not only the wheel but also safely thread as enough threads. And I think, don't quote me on this one, but I want to say the safe count of threads is something in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 there. You can probably look at these original ones and count. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 threads, 8 threads. In any case, get yourself the right size wheel bolts, or if you've got a stud conversion, even better. Studs are typically much longer than factory studs anyway, or factory bolts anyway. Okay, so we're gonna put this wheel on with the spacer, set it down, see how it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna just get one of these started by hand. There we go. And I like to do one of the bottom ones here by hand. I usually would sit with my legs on both sides of the wheel but for the purpose of the video, getting you guys see what's happening here, just gonna do it this way. And we're gonna tighten them down. Car on the ground. I know 10 mil is not drastic, but in this case, it's more of a, I'd say a factory type of fitment at the moment. So this wheel definitely needed a 10 mil. I would say it probably needs closer to a 20 mil actually, but let's just do a quick comparison here. So this is this side, right? And then we'll compare over to the other side. Yeah, that one sits in much more. So all right, we're back, we're done. I'm just torquing down the other wheel here. And let me tell you guys something. You know, just changing a wheel sounds easy. It is in the grand scheme of things, but man, having the right tools is incredibly underrated. The impact to take the wheels off, the right torque wrench to torque them back together, having the proper tools to jack it up. This jack is still, it's junk, but it works. Having the right jack pads on the car, just being prepared is worth so much of your time here. So just gotta say that, because you know, if I was doing this with the old just manually pulling off the lugs and then tightening it to who knows what, kind of just eyeballing it by, you know, muscle feel, not having the right jack or pads under there to jack it up. And I know that's not the right jack pad. There is a jack pad on this side, but I just decided to use this block anyway because whatever, right? It goes a long way. So I'm going to torque these things down and roll it off the side here and see how it looks. And in this case, I'm just using 95 foot-pounds. These are extended studs and they've got spacers on there, so I want to go a little bit higher than normal on these. And I'm trying to get these on with one hand. It's pretty simple. If you guys haven't used a torque wrench before, let me wait for this truck to go by. Basically, you set the torque spec on the end there, and then you crank it. And when you crank it, depending on the torque wrench you have, it's either going to click or make a beeping sound if it's electronic. So I'll just push this down and you'll hear a click, and I know I'm done. Oh, not yet. Make sure it's on the bolt tight and down. There we go. All right, everything's torqued on. Just kind of one final look at the car as it sits now. Could use probably a 10 mil in the front. The 10 mil definitely helped out a lot in the back, but could still use probably another 10 mil, right? I could easily fit my fingers up in between here. So yeah, probably closer to a 20 mil would be perfect. I know that's a lot. It's actually what I'm running on the back of the E46 M3, believe it or not. So yeah, there we go. As it sits today. Not bad. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later.